We had dreamed about and planned about moving to Belize for so long, and it wasn't until we were saying goodbye to our families that this dream actually felt like it was going to happen. And it was really hard to say goodbye to all of our friends and family. We've gotten so used to being close to them and having their support that saying goodbye was really difficult. We knew it was just to see you later, but it still felt really hard to say goodbye.
All the time you guys got to spend with cousins and going back and forth to school. It's good. Oh, I love you.
Okay, we're arriving at the airport.
For years, we had dreamed of starting a wellness retreat as our retirement plan. But in 2023, we decided we didn't want to wait any longer. And we were on our way. We could hardly believe it. After all these months of planning and dreaming, we were really doing it. We had really packed everything we owned into 18 suitcases and sent them on the airplane. And we're flying to Belize to start our new life. You ready to go to Belize?
Yes.
Are you ready to go to Belize?
A little bit. I mean, it's kind of tough, but right now it just feels really real.
Still half expecting you to say that this is a joke.
That it's a joke. It's not a joke. We are moving. Okay, say let's go! We had so many questions when we anticipated moving to Belize. Would the kids be happy there? Could we keep them safe? Would we enjoy our time in the jungle? But there were a few things that we knew about Belize that really made the move and the transition easier. One of them is that Belize is actually English speaking. So we knew that we'd be able to communicate wherever we went, and so would the kids. Also, the Belize dollar is pegged to the US dollar, so that makes the money exchange a lot easier for us to understand. And Belize is quite safe compared to its other neighbors down in that area of the world.
Here we come, Belize.
We were hoping to move straight to our new beach property when we arrived to Belize, but a few days before we arrived, we realized that wasn't going to happen, and so we ended up booking an Airbnb in Belize City, and that ended up being really fun to be able to explore the city and get a feel for what it was like there, to see some neighborhoods, and there were some really adorable dogs a couple doors down from our house that were stray puppies, and they offered to let us take as many puppies as we wanted, but we weren't quite ready to take dogs home at this point.
Look at this one. So cute.
We can all have our own.
We hadn't closed on the contract yet, but the owner had finally agreed to let us go stay there. So we got on the airplane from the mainland, flew out to the island, got on a boat, and headed to the property. And when we arrived to the property, we found the most disgusting surprise, and we do have an entire video all about this. So if you're interested in what sargassum is and why it's such a problem for this area, go watch our other video. You'll learn so much. I didn't know anything about this before. We start unpacking our bags, the kids start getting settled, and there was this real confusion for both Lance and I think for the kids too. We're here on this beautiful white sandy beach with these incredible palm trees and these beautiful buildings, and we're literally 300 yards from the world's second largest coral reef. It's pristine, it's got so much wildlife, it's beautiful clear blue waters, and then we're on the white sandy beaches, and then between the two is this just disgusting wasteland of rotting seaweed. The emotions were really high, but we were still hoping for the best. And I didn't sleep that night, and I didn't sleep the next night. And Lance and I were just trying to figure out, could we make this work? Could we not? And at this point, we still didn't know if we were going to cancel the contract or not. We were still learning that the seller had actually signed a contract that he could not follow through on. It was a mess. everything was crashing down. All of our dreams were falling apart. And we couldn't tell the employees what was happening. We just had to pack up all of our bags and leave. We luckily found an Airbnb for a couple nights, but after that we had no idea where we were gonna go. So we're just trying to trust the process and believe that it's all gonna work out for our good, right, babe?
Yeah, that's about where we're at right now.
I thought we were living in this. I thought we were living in that. I don't know which house we're living. So it's crazy.
After the failed beach contract, we ended up moving back to the mainland. We moved back to Belmopan, which is the capital of Belize. And we actually did have another jungle property that we had been looking at and trying to negotiate on before the beach contract. And negotiations had stalled, but after the beach contract fell through, we had heard back from them that they were ready to negotiate again. And we had so much uncertainty during this time again, because what we thought was going to be a simple negotiation was really difficult. We thought we would be under contract week after week after week, and more things kept popping up in the negotiation. And so we continued to have this really awful feeling of uncertainty of where are we going to be? Where are we going to end up? And it didn't help that we had to move from short-term rental to short-term rental during this time and ended up living in 10 different homes altogether. We tried to make the best of this time, even though it was stressful and hard on all of us. We were still exploring Belmopan, getting to know Belize and the culture. We were exploring some of the natural wonders in the area, including the farmers market, the Blue Hole. We went and explored the Coxcomb National Forest in Belize, which was a few hours away. Hopkins is a really fun beachside resort town. We went and visited Jaguar Reef, which was a magical day. We bought a car. And then other, not so fun stuff like going to the ER twice for Willow. She had fallen at the park and broken her nose one time, and that was within 2 weeks of moving here. And then another time she fell off the bed and got a gash by her eye that really needed stitches, but didn't end up having stitches, so that was an adventure. So we kind of, during this time, had shifted our thinking to be more hopeful about the jungle. Even though it's different than the beach, we just had really kind of thought about and spent time hoping what our lives would be like in the jungle.
Everybody was excited about the beach and stuff, and I was excited about the beach too. The beach is amazing, but I want to be in the jungle.
I think the jungle is going to be amazing. I've never been there, but I know that there's going to be lots of bugs. That's the downside. I know that there's probably going to be a lot of creatures that are new to me, and I want to explore that, but they're also going to be a little bit scary at first because I've never seen them. And I'm just really excited for it. My favorite part of being in Belize is coconut water.
I think that the jungle is going to be very exotic and full of wildlife and new things like bugs. I got a bug catching net for Christmas, and my dad and me want to go out and just get a bug collection over the 2.5 years that we're going to be here, and that would just be cool, because in my opinion, bugs are cool.
It's going to be beautiful. Along the way, I've kind of been getting a little frustrated with everybody because of how I'm sad about how we moved and all of the feelings. And my mom taught me to just help the team, because our family is one big team, and I need to stay on the team instead of going by myself, because they're always there to help me, so I should always be there to help them. The one thing I learned is that it doesn't matter where you are, at least you have your family. And they can love you and make sure you're safe and happy.
These were really difficult months for us, but I think what I learned and what we all learned as a family is that things don't always go how we expect them to go, and that's just part of life. That's normal. But it's how we respond to things not going the way we expect them to go that really matters. And if we can have hope that there's something better out there for us, and that have faith that things are going to work out for us, that we're going to find a better situation and a better life, and that as long as we have each other, we have everything. Home is our family, and that's what matters the very most. Even when we had no idea where we were going to live or whether or not things were going to work out, we had each other, and that was the most important part.